I know about love. Love, in its deepest, in its purest, in its most true, love is a treacherous path for the self. Love demands everything that the self clings hold of so tightly. In true love, you can't have the tight fist of the self, the grandized self, the protective self, the defended self, and have an unconditional love. And partly I'm talking about relationship, but mostly I'm talking about just how we live in the world. If we're holding on to the self through fear or preciousness or whatever it is, we can't really ever know the deepest love. Because the deepest love is truth, is honesty, is the willingness to lay bare and be true and be vulnerable, but also to be courageous and to show up and be willing to a certain extent to die into love. Nobody speaks of this anymore. Our capacity to let go of the self that seeks to uphold itself in everything. So you can't have that. It doesn't work. Neither is it some sort of weakness or neediness. I'll manipulate myself, or I'll bend all of my fire or power or intuition or instinct or integrity for the sake of love. It's not a sacrifice in that sense, but it is a sacrifice of the self that seeks to defend itself or control or own or hide. It's the end of all of that. And what's left is something much more profound. What's left is something much more integral, much more true, much more powerful, much more honest. Shows up. It shows up willing to meet what is here, whether it's somebody else's emotion or our own emotion. It's willing to show up and say, yes, okay. But neither is it a sort of tolerating nonsense, either one's own or anybody else's. It's in integrity. So it doesn't just allow itself to be dumped upon by others or dumped upon by oneself. See how it's a different kind of energy. It's really love is a fire, but also an ocean. It's wrathful, but it's also really tender. But it's a constant invitation to open. Love is the path, my friend. Love is the path. You don't need to be in relationship to know love. Most relationships are entangled. I will have to make the video about the tentacles of entanglement that we weave around each other, because it seems important, because we get so entangled in all relationships, relationship with loved one, relationship with children, relationship with parents, ancestors, relationship with friends. They all become entangled when they're driven by unconscious needs or unconscious avoidances. And what I'm talking about here is the end of all of that, somehow, to make that a more true mission. So instead of just talking endlessly about this mythical awakening, we could really talk about the path of love. The path of love will take you home to something. It reveals such a deep love, such a beautiful love, such a beautiful harmony that has integrity throughout it. And it's in every one of us. It can be soft, It can be ferocious. It can be like a baby, but it can also be like a warrior. But it always instinctively follows something, some inner movement. This is about real contact with ourselves on the deepest level. So I wanted to throw that into the pot and see where it lands today in you. Thanks.